Hey guys, welcome to Sip and Murder, where I recommend all the best books, movies, documentaries, and so on for all your lazy nights in. And remember, they are all connected by the same serial killer or crimes. Tonight's episode is slightly different, as I'm focusing on one particular victim rather than a murderer, in one of the most famous and mind-boggling cold cases in Hollywood, the Black Dahlia. So get your popcorn, grab your drink, and let's go. Elizabeth Short had been just 22 years old when her mutilated and lifeless body was discovered. The details of her death are quite disturbing, so I won't go into them right now, but when she was found, the witness thought she was a mannequin due to her severe white and stiff appearance. She was found on the morning of January 15, 1947. Investigators believe she'd been killed sometime the night before. So tonight I'm going to start with books and leave the blockbuster movie till the end. As you know, I'm a true crime book lover and I also love history, so these are my top picks for my like-minded folk. So The Black Dahlia, Avenger, A Genius for Murder by Steve Hodel was released in 2006. Now this is written by a former LAPD detective, so you know it's going to be very technical. According to Paul Finch, author.com, through meticulous research and a keen eye for detail, Hodel presents a compelling argument that his own father, Dr. George Hodel, was the mastermind behind the Black Dahlia murder. Drawing upon a wide range of sources, including personal letters, police reports, and his own experiences, Hodel weaves together a chilling narrative that exposes the dark underbelly of Hollywood in the 1940s. This book is considered a must-read for true crime lovers. Book number 2 is Severed, The True Crime of the Black Dahlia Murder by John Gilmore, released in 1998. This book is slightly different as the author has focused on the victim as Elizabeth Short rather than using the sensationalized moniker of the Black Dahlia, so as to paint a realistic picture of the vulnerable woman with a backdrop of 1940s Hollywood. This is also considered a definitive book on the infamous case due to its exposure of the corruption that was taking over LA during the time. So I didn't come across any documentaries or series that were worth mentioning to you guys. There are lots of short videos on YouTube if you want to pass a few minutes and get some background before reading the books or watching the movie. But let's be honest, for a crime that has remained unsolved since the 40s, it's fair to say that not a lot can be done with dying evidence. So I'm going to wrap this crime up with the movie. Now, I'm only going to talk about one because, again, that's all that there is available out there on this particular crime. There are one or two movies that mention the crime, but I'm not going to waste your time talking about them. I have to say the written material is far better than the movie choices for this crime. So the movie, unsurprisingly, is called The Black Dahlia in 2006, directed by Brian De Palma. It stars Josh Hartnett, Aaron Eckhart, Hilary Swank, and Scarlett Johansson. So Rotten Tomatoes gives it a shocking 31%, while IMDb gives it 5.6 out of 10. Yeah, not great, I know, but if you go into this with the idea, you'll get a sense of the crime, the culture of the time, like the music, the clothes, you'll enjoy it, and you'll step back to the chaos of the crime itself. But if you're looking for a movie that stays fixed on the crime and the evidence and doesn't sensationalize the victim, then you'll agree with the poor reviews. A lot of reviewers were annoyed with the lack of focus and that other subplots like the romantic lives of the detectives, for example, took over and took away from the Black Dahlia crime itself. It's still worth watching in my opinion, especially if you want to use it as a pre-starter before eating up the fantastic books. Forgive me that I haven't given you a huge amount to work with, but you'll definitely find something to pass a while, whether you're bored at home or looking for a distraction from life's chaos. If you're anything like me and you love investigating and researching into cold crimes, then you'll understand why I picked the Black Dahlia murder. It's a crime that has baffled people for decades, and the grotesque and cruel way that the victim was treated after her death makes this case even more historically important and intriguing to us true crime enthusiasts. Thanks for joining me for another episode. Stay tuned for my next video where I focus on one of the most famous unsolved serial murders in world history, where the murderer's name lives in infamy to this very day. See ya!